What is going on? I'm Zmot. First and foremost, big thank you for all of you throwing code Zmot in that shop, even though yesterday's audio was absolutely trash. Voice was just clipping. My computer screwed itself up. Secondly, if the eagle-eyed of you are looking, notice that that timer is on. That means I have played Boom Beach too much today. 3 hours and 40-something minutes, I think is what that means. On the plus side, though, we have done the improbable. We have taken Seekers into Diamond, sitting currently at global number 192. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And I thought I would have to have a hot pot to do so. I did not have a hot pot. I thought I was going to have to go all the way through all of these choice nodes right here and get a whole bunch of extra troop damage and some extra building damage. Turns out I didn't need that, so I figured I would show you guys all of my Seeker hits in the hopes that it helps somebody out there. Somebody is going to say Seekers suck and not care. Someone else is going to say Seekers suck, but I still want to watch Zed. And one person is going to say, Zed, you showed me something and it got me to Diamond. And whichever person you happen to be, let's get going. So 3 minutes 22 is fast. 3:20, they fizzled. We can't see our time. 3:22, I fizzled. They fizzled. 3:13, draw. Very happy about that. 3:22, 3:19, and then they just gave up because I was already done. Story title of your sex tape, maybe? Anyways, we are going to carry on into the hits. Now, one thing to note here is that I do have flares, and I am using flares on occasion. So if you're using Seekers and you don't have flares, you might want to consider it. And then we're just going to go. Notice that I've got 4 on that right-hand side, and they're just going to go get that middle engine room. These guys are going to go down and get that front engine room. And Kavan did a little bit of a solid, and we're just going. This person does not have shock launchers. They did have a lot of mines back there, but that's where that 100 and whatever the heck troop health, I have 160% troop health, really shines. Just absolutely bulldozing through mines, which is a great time. And then we had a LAN game up against, I don't know how to say that, LAN, I think? Probably lane or LAN, or I don't know anything about accents because I'm English or Canadian or something. Anyways, getting those guys going right, that is important because we want these guys back here to go back towards that right-hand side and then just absolutely shocking in a hurry. So the biggest takeaway so far is splitting your boats. I was doing like 3 and 3 and 2, and I found that just doing like 4 worked way better, keeping it super simple. And now what I want to do here as you'll notice, come on, notice that I'm dropping those boats as far right and as far high as I can. I want them to go to this engine room right there, and that way these guys can go on the left-hand side, are going to go to there, over to there, as opposed to when you see people drop and the troops go to here, back to here, and nothing goes left. So again, we got 4 boats on that right-hand side. They've got a little bit farther to travel, so we're going to wait a second. Then we're dropping on this left-hand side, and again, using that ability because it's so gosh darn cheap, shocking the Doom Cannon, shocking the shock launchers, and then just waiting. This shock tends to expire pretty quick, so we got to get that shock back out. Don't want to shock our troops on top of that shock launcher, so we got to wait a second or two. And then at this point, we've got so much GBE, it's ridiculous, so I'm just shocking the world. I tend to have 2 shocks for that final engine room, simply because I've got so gosh darn much GBE. And these hits won't work if you don't have the backfilled stats. So hopefully I wasn't misadvertising, but 322 is just coming out the wazoo. And then again, same deal. Seekers on this far right, knowing they're going to go for that engine room right there. Seekers on this far left, knowing that we have 3 engine rooms on the left and 2 on the right. That's why we've got 5 and 3, shocking the shock launcher. And the shock launcher did land a blow, but it was not a big deal because it actually helped our troops maybe get a little bit of a split there. And then it's just all about those Seekers clear it. Look how many of them are stuck on those mines back there. It is silly just how much health these things have and how with all of that troop damage they managed to burn through it. And I almost fizzled, like just was not paying attention, got too far spread, and again, title of your tape, and then just got so lucky there at the end. So very quick times, but 322s are scary at times. And then lost against Victoria, and then I Never Forget You is a beastly Seeker player, so great to take a win from them. And again, they did not have a heck of a lot of building damage or troop damage, so just sending them in with warriors to that back right engine room. That way we don't have to wait for anything to go back there, and that way our troops just burn through everything. You do get a little bit extra GBE from those warriors clearing, but let's be honest, it's only 9, so not a big deal. Very rarely do I actually send warriors back to that back right-hand corner, but it does work, especially against bases like mine. Please don't beat me with it. And then Finding Opponent just got very lucky yet again. This was one of those ones where Bizzle was almost coming, tried to send it to the very back out of the range of that hot pot, and then all of these 6 boats notice that they all started to go right, and then they do this weird little split, which is super awkward at times, and then your troops just run the wrong way, then they come back, and then it is just absolute skin of teeth. 1.5 Seekers left over. So if you see engine rooms like this, they are specifically designed so that your troops run backwards through all of those mines, and it sucks and it is tough to manage, but it can be done. Against Beastmaster, another, like, these are all very strong players. These it's, for whatever reason, I think I got lucky in their base layouts a little bit, but you notice they do have 100% building health and 70% building damage, so had to be a little bit more careful. And then again with the split, we got a bunch going on that right hand side, a bunch going on this left hand side, but no shock launchers. So the window is rapidly closing to get into Diamond with Seekers because more and more people are coming and more people are going to have shock launchers. You'll notice that I didn't beat any Diamond players in here. Got a little bit lucky there with a 19. I think probably got like 3 stars for that battle. And then we beat Laiotaio, and again, a little bit lucky. They did have 110% building health, but our troop damage did burn. And I don't really care about that first shock launcher shock. I'd rather be a little bit late when they've got a hot pot and a shock launcher. So that's why I kind of just left that shock launcher to shoot, and it only gets like the first half of your Seekers, and then the rest of them catch up, and by that time you've shocked it. So, and then the final hit, I think this was a little bit lucky. Let's pause here. Yeah, 190% building damage, 80% troop health. So this was actually, I'm just going to say lucky, because chances of me finishing this base consistently are not high. We're going to watch this one at 1x mode because this was the hardest base to go up against by a fairly significant margin, and to be frank, I have no idea what I did to beat it. So we're sending Kavan up that front. Notice that he is slightly to the right hand side, clicking that button just as those guys do arrive, and we're trying to avoid the exact same thing that I just talked about, where your troops go to this engine room and then they wrap around the bottom and come back to this one. We did not want that. We also didn't know if they were going to go forwards or backwards, and then I just dropped the rest of those 5 boats on this left hand side, and those right hand guys are basically just sacrificial lambs. Like all they were doing was distracting the shock launcher and the Doom Cannon for like half a second or so, and then these guys on this far left hand side cruising, need to get out of the range of that shock launcher so we don't shock the Seekers with the shock launcher, and then just onto that final engine room. And then I'm almost certain that our opponent retreated about now. They are probably not used to getting beat because they've got all those statues and the damage amplifier. I guess they're not statues, they're boosts, but you get the basic idea. So I think I'm almost certain, I think they've beaten me a bunch of times this season, but you see, like, they're coming in with heavy choppas and medics and laser rangers and just going slowly, expecting a fizzle, or to be decently, like, I mean, they're not going slowly, let's be honest. They're using laser rangers, and everything with laser rangers is pretty quick, but they just noped on out and picked up the win. And on the plus side, I did manage to collect this chest at Diamond, so I got 2 extra whole keys, which was pretty darn awesome. I am not going to do a live attack. I considered it, I thought about it, I was going to, and then, you know what, this is just going to be a replay stream. I don't do those often, but I am on the precipice, on the brink of falling out of Diamond, so I'm going to sit down, put my feet up, get an adult beverage, refresh my code Zmot just to be super. Your Warship's hits go better the more fresh that name is in there. And then just get this guy on this left-hand side of the screen all happy-dappy. So hopefully this helped you with Seekers. And if it didn't, maybe it'll give you some ideas how to make your base stop Seekers. I don't know. At the very least, hopefully you were entertained, or I helped you get through a little bit of time on your Tuesday morning. Anyways, I am Zmot. You guys are awesome. Like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, keep the comments rolling. Love to chat with you. I'll talk to you in all languages, by the way. I'm getting a bunch of Russian and I can't even remember what the other one was. It was, anyways, cool looking letters that I got to throw in Google Translate every time. Anyways, thanks for all of your comments in all of the languages. I'm Zmot. Thanks for coming in. Peace.